Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon.
UFO. Pay attention to all the other clouds.
If a UFO come and
everything else is already gone. Everything's already sunset. And the moon's on the other side of the world.
Now, new footage from Miramar, Florida of what looks to be more HARP experiments. Prince Hakeem, along with multiple eyewitnesses throughout the neighborhood, captures this. Take a look.
I've never seen a cloud that just sits there.
HARP experiments exposed once again, or something extraterrestrial? Take a look.
Yo, that's some scary shit though, for real though. I've never seen a cloud that just sits there. Everything else is already gone. Everything's already sunset. And the moon's on the other side of the world.
Get off of me!
This is just sitting there.
Both of us gonna get caught.
Yo, that's some scary shit though, for real though. It's a gravity pull. It's so much electricity.
Southern Japanese island of Kochino, Irabujima has forced authorities to raise the alert to the highest level and advise evacuation of the immediate area. But what's captured in this video is some kind of UFO. Now let's zoom things up and get a closer look, add some brightness contrast. What is this mysterious orb tracking the volcano as this eruption happens?
It's UFO.
Phase of moon.
There it is.
Kind of Starship with a close encounter with an airliner. Take a look. Notice as we watch the video again, you could hear the pilot turn on the seatbelt warning signal as he performs in an evasive maneuver. Possibly military aircraft or a UFO. Let's take a closer look, zoom things up, and add some brightness and contrast. We at Third Phase Moon have received multiple videos from within airliners from around the world on multiple cases. What has been captured in this video, we're not exactly sure. Now, Ed is back and shared an incredible image from his friend named Dustin in his backyard. What is this object? Take a look. Ed has submitted incredible footage over the past couple of years to Third Phase Moon, and now his next door neighbor, who has captured something quite astonishing. Dustin, if you're listening right now, reach out to Third Phase Moon. We want to get an interview with you and Ed at the same time. Everybody around the world, thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase Moon. And if you've captured anything amazing in regards to UFOs, like what you've just witnessed, contact us via Skype, Facebook, right here at YouTube on the About page. We're standing by.
Third phase of moon.
Way to a location to meet up with two eyewitnesses who apparently saw a UFO over the Kohala coast just off the Fairmont Orchid Hotel. We're en route to Lapo Hoihoi to meet up with them. Lots of reports of UFOs right here in Hawaii. Okay, we're here on location in Lapo Hoihoi. We're going to be meeting up with Chris and John, who had their sighting right here on the Big Island. Chris.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase Moon. John, appreciate it. We're going to be going over their eyewitness testimony. All right, Chris, tell me what went down and how'd you capture this event?
So, okay, we were staying at the Fairmont Orchid on the
Kohala Coast.
Yeah, the Kohala
The
Coast.
Kohala Coast, north of here. And it was evening, the sun had gone down, we'd had dinner, and I went out onto my deck just to check my messages on my cell. And where I was sitting was looking toward the ocean. And I saw this light flickering, and my first thought was like, oh, it's a twinkling star. And then I looked around and I realized none of the other stars looked like that. And also all the other stars were stationary. But this was sort of, it kind of almost was moving like a gnat flying around, you know, when they're in your face like that. And so we ran and got the binoculars, and I could see that it was a ring of lights. And even though it was sort of twitchy and stuff, it stayed in the same spot. And it stayed and that was about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it never moved, so it wasn't a plane, a helicopter, or anything. It never moved, it hovered.
Yeah, there was no sound. I mean, if that was a jet, you would
shape.
hear the motors from there even,
yeah.
you know, and if it's a helicopter, at the most, I think it would have just been like this, but it was more like, the movement was like this.
It was there for half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then, so I had started filming, and I tried to blow up on my iPhone 6, which has a good camera, but no, I'm only saying so people know the kind of camera. And it has a really good camera, but it's nighttime. The good thing about the Big Island is that the lights are low because of the observatories. And so I zoomed in and I got it, so hopefully you'll see at least the movement at the very least. You could see it better with your naked eye, perfect with the binoculars. And then I finally got the binoculars because I wondered if the movement was me being shaky because it was such a long ways away. So I set up the binoculars on the railing of the balcony on a towel so that they would be stable. And then we were able to kind of crouch down and see it without any movement. And that's when you could see so clearly that it was sort of a oval. It wasn't circular. It was like a oval-shaped ring of lights, and they were different colors.
They seem to be mostly red and green to me.
Seemed to be mostly red and green and like yellow.
Maybe,
but it was like, as it would move, it would leave like a little rainbow.
Like a little tracer?
Tracers, yeah, like color tracers. It seemed like the
Well, it didn't look like it moved to me. It looked like it was moving, like it stayed stationary.
Like it was, yeah, it was stationary, but it was moving.
I don't know.
Does that make sense? Like it wasn't going side to side or anything, but even though it's stationary, the craft itself, or whatever it was, or whatever they were, because
like changing shape.
I can't say for sure that the lights were connected, but they stayed in order, and there was easily several to a dozen lights around it.
You know, it's quite interesting that this sighting happened just within a week of our sighting right here on the Hamakua coast. We put that up on our radio show on Third Phase of Moon. But to have your sighting, and you contacted us just about, what, 12 hours ago.
Yeah, as soon because it just blinked out, because I said once I'd gotten the binoculars all fixed really great, I said, John, come out here, you gotta see it, this is even better. I'm looking at it as he walks out, it just gone. Like no movement, just gone.
Was there anybody else in the area right at the hotel? Did you want to get anybody else's attention? Hey, look, do you know what that is?
I don't know if anybody heard me, because I definitely was on the balcony going, oh my God, I think this is a UFO.
Oh wow. We were a little too stunned to think of what to do.
Yeah, we were too stunned. We were like, and honestly, if I hadn't have had my camera checking my messages, I probably wouldn't have even thought to even try to film it, because I was so caught up in just noticing how well I could see it.
And I was trying to figure out how big it could be, and there was
no
no
way
way to
tell. I mean, it just seemed...
It's just in the black sky, and it just hovered there.
Yeah, I can't even think of a way to guess.
And then, what made you contact Third Phase of Moon? How did that all go down?
I had seen you guys, I had stumbled across you guys on YouTube, and I remembered that you were in Hawaii. I had no idea you were here. so I thought, well, you know, and I contacted you right when I was seeing it, because I thought, well, I didn't know if you're OCD enough to be always checking your messages, but I thought, well, if he happens to see this now, he might be able to see it, you know, and back me up.
Nice.
So that was my thinking.
Well, it was pretty cool waking up this morning, going over our emails, which we do constantly, looking out for sightings from around the world. boom, we're here within, 12 hours of the sighting on location while they're on their way to check out the volcano. Chris, appreciate it, John. Hey, thanks a lot for sharing your incredible sighting with us. We're going over the video.
I hope you get something out of the video. If not, well, we tried.
So you've said you've seen UFOs before over for quite a while, right?
Yeah, my first memory of ever having a sighting was as a real little kid. Like, I couldn't have been more than 10 years old, and it was in Indiana, and my mom and I were sitting on the front porch. It was the evening, it was summer, and sort of see how those trees are, and there's the power lines over them. Like that, above those trees where the power lines were, we saw a UFO that just stopped and would go this way, and then stop, and then go this way, and then just whoosh. And I remember Mom calling the police and reporting it because we just didn't know what to do. And that was the first time. And I've seen them kind of all throughout my life. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, with an experience like that, it's always a good idea to keep your eyes on the skies. If anybody out there has captured anything in regards to the UFO phenomenon, contact Third Phase of Moon via Skype, Facebook.
We're going over some footage. It's been around on the internet for quite some time now, but it's news to me. I've never seen these images before from NASA, Hubble. We have the links below. We're going to be going over these photographs, enhancing, sharpening the image, seeing what this is all about. It's interesting to me. That's why we brought in Dr. J. Andy Elias as well to get his opinion for the first time. I don't think Dr. J has seen these photographs before. Dr. J, hey, thanks for joining us right here in Third Phase.
Oh, always. Thank you for having me.
All right, hey, Dr. J, before we get to these photographs, have you seen any kind of like starcraft next to the Hubble through any imagery on the internet so far?
Every time you upload it onto Third Phase of Moon on YouTube, NASA shuts it down for 2 to 3 days before they bring it back. So obviously that's something very anomalous.
What's amazing about these pictures, and sometimes how NASA scuttles photographs, is these photographs are still up and the links are below for everybody to see. I suggest they take a look at them now before they do scuttle them and share this. Dr. J, I want you to start looking at these photographs. I think what we're looking at is some really clear footage of extraterrestrial craft, metallic shape. You ready? Let's do it. Dr. J,
yes.
Give me your opinion as you witness this first image from NASA.
The first image I see is, of course, this giant cylinder. I don't know if it's a satellite with the solar panels, but what I see behind it is the same blue, weird-shaped craft, along with metallic, balls and what look to be sort of discs. I don't know what you want to call them, but again, it's very reminiscent of what we saw with the International Space Station. Blows my mind.
All right, now, it is quite amazing. Before we get to the second picture, is this craft has this metallic kind of saucer shape formation, and you can see almost portals within the craft itself. Some people say maybe it's a reflection from within the astronaut's lens that's capturing this. But that's something that we got to let the people decide. To me, it seems like it's actually out there, cloaked in its own way, looking upon the Hubble. Now, let's get to the second photograph. Let's play right now, John. Go ahead. Take a look at this. Right to the left of it, something straight out of the movie Aliens.
Exactly, and this is what I love the most. This is clearly a cylinder-shaped craft of anomalous, clearly very large in size, and it seems to have little sections with the top being a cone, similar to our rocket, but you've never seen a color of a rocket in this array. This is very, very weird, and again, NASA footage. How can you deny it?
What's interesting is it's right up there in front of your face. NASA, again, is sharing this, and they really don't have a response on it. And it almost looks as though the craft is behind the Hubble itself, giving some kind of perspective on how large this craft is. And again, more portals and weird things that are warped around this craft. What is it? We're not exactly sure. Again, we're putting it out there for the people to take a look at. Now let's get to this third photograph that just blows me away. It's something straight out of, I mean, it's a Star Trek Enterprise visiting the Hubble. John, take a look at this third photograph. Go ahead.
This one is really crazy. Just like you said, it does look like the Starship Enterprise, and you see other things there too. I don't know if they're smaller craft. I don't know if they're smaller ET drones that are unmanned. But whatever it is, it looks like there's one large ship in the shape of what is familiar to us for those of people who watch Star Trek, in addition to other anomalies that are around it. Again, why are they monitoring our Hubble telescope?
Well, something that could look back in time, basically like a time machine. I'm sure the aliens have their, their eyes on it, which they have their eyes on pretty much everything, I would imagine. Again, here's this next photograph, and again, Star Wars is coming out, and this is the real Star Wars, people. Everybody wake up. Is this a Millennium Falcon approaching the Hubble? Obviously not, but something massive, something interesting. I'm not exactly sure. Jay, your opinion on this image?
I'm glad you made the Star Wars connection, because two things. First of all, people know about this very famous case where in the Baltic Sea they found what looked like two craft or two anomalies that were buried on the bottom of the ocean in the shape almost just like what's in Star Trek or Star Wars. Now this too looks very similar. So if you see it on the bottom of the ocean, which is dated thousands of years, now you see it currently in the sky, in space, behind the Hubble telescope. What is it doing? That's what blows my mind.
Absolutely, exactly right, Dr. J. Also, the way the craft blends with space itself, again, it's NASA in your face, the real deal, people. Now, this next image, I'm thinking the craft starts to, it takes off. And we're going to zoom in on it, and it has these kind of vapor trails of kind of a translucent green light. Dr. J, this is in-your-face evidence that NASA's putting out to the world.
Exactly. I'm wondering if they're trying to tell us something or subtly show us something. And remember, not too long ago, NASA said that within 20 years, we will have found extraterrestrial life. Now, our good friend, correspondent, and former co-host, Third Phase of Moon Radio with me, was Preston Dennett. What he interpreted that NASA saying we will find extraterrestrial life in 20 years is that they will tell us in 20 years that what they've known. And just like you said, this looks like either it's a vapor trail of something that just took off, or looking at it a different way, it could be three to four small ships. But if it's taken right after the large blue one, then clearly it's the propulsion or something like that.
In my opinion, this is some kind of propulsion, a plasma, quantum jump of some sort that we're witnessing right now. Dr. J, so in capping of what you've just seen within the last few minutes, any words?
These photos really blew me away because they are all NASA. Again, this is NASA photographs. How can you deny them?
Absolutely. That's, I think, the whole story right here that we've just went over. I know this has been around for a little bit, but maybe people out there around the world haven't seen these new enhanced images right here that we've just put up on Third Phase of Moon. Dr. J, hey, thanks for joining us. Your opinion on this story that we've just come across right here at Third Phase.
I really think we're getting that much closer to disclosure, and whether this is NASA purposely leaking this or they're just being sloppy, I don't know. But for ufology, this is good.
Absolutely, Dr. J. One last question. How do people get in contact with Dr. J, and I know you got a radio show happening right now. You speak to a lot of top ufologists around the world, and you share right here at Third Phase of Moon. Go ahead.
Absolutely, and everybody out there watching this can see some more of the interviews that will appear on Third Phase of Moon, as well as my channel, which is Dr. J Radio Live, and the website where you could see upcoming guests is drjradiolive.com, drjradiolive.com.
Thank you, Dr. J, and appreciate it. Share this footage, man. You got the footage. Go ahead, share it, man. The enhanced footage. You got it. Dr. J, appreciate it.
Anytime.
You know, that's it, everybody. We're going to be putting this out there right now to the world. Leave your comments below. Look at the original links. They're there. Blake Cousins, keep your eyes on it.
Telling you that's a drone.
Why would there be a drone over our
Just someone with the little thing.
No, it's not. It's too big and too high.
That is not that high.
That's a freaking UFO. Oh my God. Yes, it is. I'm telling you. I've seen too many pictures.
Staying in one spot.
Oh, that is so cool. I'm telling you.
It's not.
It's not an airplane because an airplane has to have blinking lights.
It's not high enough.
How high does it have to be a UFO?
Another 100 foot higher than
How can it stay still? Go backwards. It's going backwards.
Look at it. No, I'm telling you, David. It's up too high.
If it disappears off that way, then you're correct. If not, if it just stays in this area, I guarantee.
Oh, don't disappear.
It's gone.
Come back.
It's gone.
Come back. Come back. Back. Oh. Oh.
Step into the bushes. It's gone.
Is it still moving? It is not. It stopped again, didn't it? Huh?
Yeah.
That's a UFO, dude. I'm telling you, I've seen too many. I've watched all the films all the time. Ooh, there it goes again.
Right there.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, James.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Blake Cousins with Third Phase of Moon. How you doing?
Oh, good. A little sleep.
Oh, sorry about that, man. Maybe I could give you a call back tomorrow, a little earlier.
Did you see it?
I sure did. I got to see your video.
What do you think? Is it like a drone or something, or do you think I got something more?
Well, hey, you know, it looks pretty looks unidentified. I couldn't quite make out what it was. Was it making any kind of noise? Usually those drones are quite noisy.
Noise at all, and what you can't see on it is one side of it was red.
I'm just wondering, usually these things make a lot of noise. I heard somebody else was on the video on itself and saying that they've seen UFOs or videos and this isn't a UFO. Was that you?
That's me.
Uh-huh. And then
I was the one saying that I watch all the shows. I've seen millions of pictures, and I mean it's exactly what I would think it would look like.
Well, James, may I share it on Third Phase of Moon and let the people decide? That's what we do over here. I'd like to share your video.
Yeah, that would be great, because I'd love to hear what people think, whether it is or isn't. I really think, my personal opinion, that it was, because of the way it was moving. It would move right, then move left, then go backwards, and forwards, and then it would just sit still.
And then I saw that you filmed the last part of it. It just kind of cut off. What happened to the object afterwards?
Well, it started descending, and then I jumped in my truck to try to go find it. And once I got it because we got a big lake, like where it went down, all that over there is a big lake. And where you see it when it goes backwards, and that last shot where you see it right before it goes off, it's hovering above water right there.
Wow. So do you think it went back into the lake itself, like underneath the water, and disappeared? Was what you're?
I have no idea, because I hurried up and got in my truck and took off that way to see if I could, get any more glimpses of it. And I went a couple miles across this trestle and looked back in the area, and I saw something else, but it was so far away I could not tell whether that was the same thing or not.
Well, James, I sent you my email address. I'd sure like you to send me the original file if you could, when you got a chance, and if I'd like to enhance it and get a closer look on it.
But it was even domed on top of it.
Well, yeah, you've seen what drones look like before. So what makes you think that this isn't a drone?
I don't think that wasn't me in the background saying it was a drone. I was the goofy one saying, oh my God, I can't believe it's a UFO. I was the one that was talking, the loudest, because I was holding the camera.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen
He said that one thing about it's not high enough to be a UFO, and I was, well, how high is it supposed to be a UFO?
Right on, James. Well, you get back to sleep. You let me know when just check for my email when you got a chance. I'd like to take a look at that and share it on Third Phase.
Yeah, definitely, because I want it to be like some kind of video editor, where if hopefully you guys have one, so you can zoom it up in closer. Because like I said, you can't see the lights on it, the different colored lights.
Well,
and then also what was odd is when you look in it, it has like two little headlights. You couldn't see those when I was taking. It was like it's showing something completely different than what it looked like.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll zoom in, 1,000% on this thing, blow it up, man. Take a close look, brightness, contrast. That's what we do. Hey, if you can send it tonight,
sounds great.
We'll send it. We'll work on it tonight. If you get, send it to me. We're standing by. We're in Hawaii, so we got some time still left in the day over here.
No, mine's run out.
All right, man. Hey, well, we'll look forward to tomorrow, James. Appreciate it.
I've been trying to get it to you, so, but I like the Gmail idea. That might be the best thing to do.
Absolutely. You got my email. I replied back, so we'll look for it soon, James. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Okay.
Keep up the good work, guys, and thanks so much for calling.
Hey, no problem. We'll talk to you later. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
I'm telling you, that's a drone. Why would there be a drone over? Just someone with the little thing.
No, it's not. It's too big and too high.
That is not that high.
That's a freaking UFO. Oh my God. Yes, it is. I'm telling you. I've seen too many pictures.
Stand in one spot.
Oh, that is so cool. I'm telling you.
It's not. I'm telling you.
It's not an airplane because an airplane has to have blinking lights.
It's not high enough.
How high does it have to be a UFO?
Another 100 foot higher than the tree.
How can it stay still? Go backwards.
It's not. Because that's what
It's going backwards.
Look at it. No, I'm telling you, David. It's up too high.
If it disappears off that way, then you're correct. If not, if it just stays in this area, I guarantee.
Oh, don't disappear.
It's gone.
Come back.
It's gone.
Come back. Come back. Back up.
Watch out.
Oh.
Step into the bushes. It's gone.
Is it still moving? It is not. It stopped again, didn't it? Huh?
Yeah.
That's a UFO, dude. I'm telling you, I've seen too many. I've watched all the films all the time. Ooh, there it goes again.
How far can I control my mind? How far can I control my mind?
Third Phase Moon, Blake Cousins here, going over incredible video shot by private investigator Joe Rodriguez in Los Angeles. He speaks with us. We'll get to it right now.
This is Joe Rodriguez from Joe Rodriguez Malibu UFO or Joe Rodriguez UFO on YouTube, videotaping something strange up in the air.
Joe, we're here with Joe Rodriguez on Skype. He's there in Los Angeles. We're here in Hawaii. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Hello, welcome, Blake and Brent.
Hey, well, we got this, footage. I call it quite strange. I'm not exactly sure what it is. All I know, it's not a balloon, it's not an airplane, it's not a drone. It's unidentified, and that's what we're sharing right here at Third Phase of Moon. Joe, what got you to look up in the sky? Joe's a private investigator. He shared footage in the past for quite a few years now to Third Phase of Moon from his stakeouts. You know, he's a private investigator, and he gets some pretty good jobs on location. Is this another stakeout that you were at and you witnessed this strange object in the sky?
Yes, this morning I was in a city called Rancho Cucamonga. I know it sounds funny, but Rancho Cucamonga in California, I'd say about maybe 60 miles from Los Angeles, east of LA. And I was on a stakeout. Then at about maybe 10 a.m., it was a cloudy day today. So about 10 a.m. or so, I saw this apparition is what I call it. Demonic apparition, that's what I call it, right? But I saw something up there. So I videotaped it with my cell phone this time. I couldn't use my my video camera because it had some other footage that I couldn't mix, and it was a quick thing too. I didn't want to take my eyes off of it and then change cameras or whatever, so I just used my iPhone.
Well, you know, it does look like an apparition. We're zooming in on this object right now. We're going to be adding some brightness, contrast, seeing what this thing's all about. One thing that struck me right off the bat, and I could tell in the first few seconds, is that this thing is absolutely, you know, rock solid staying in the exact same area. It has its float, like it's very lightweight. You would have thought that it would drift somewhere if it was something that was, you know, just drifting in the air, but this had like a lock-on, stable lock-on to wherever its location is, almost GPS-like.
Exactly, it stayed in one spot. That's what captured my attention. It stayed in one spot, and it moved in different directions. And I've seen those before. That's why I focused on it and I stayed watching it, because I've seen these before. And I figured it's got to be something interesting. I mean, I have no idea what it is. I have no idea. It could be a helicopter, swamp gas, balloons, who knows what. Maybe demons, I don't know.
Well, you know, it's quite interesting that you say balloons. Balloons, again, would be kind of floating along, you know, where the air current's going. In this case, again, it stays in one place for, you know, almost a couple minutes, and then basically kind of then moves away where you kind of lose sight of it. It goes into the clouds. Is that what happened afterwards?
Yeah, it kind of moved away a little bit, and I just lost sight. I couldn't find it anymore.
Well, I know you're undercover at that time. Were you concerned maybe, hey, let's start pointing up in the sky and telling the people, hey, look, what's going on? Or you didn't want to blow your cover where you're at?
I couldn't. I wish I could have done that, but I couldn't. I was waiting for someone to leave so I can follow them. So I had to keep one eye on my subject and one eye on the apparition.
Well, whatever it is, Joe, it is interesting. We're going to share it on Third Phase of Moon. Let the people decide what it is, and if they've seen anything like it, hey, film it. If you have filmed it, submit it to us right here at Third Phase of Moon. I want to speak with Joe right now in regards to some of the other videos he's captured in the past over there in Los Angeles, and we're looking forward to going up there on location again, and we'll be meeting up with Joe and maybe do a UFO hunt, or as he calls it, maybe, well, demons in your sense. They're not extraterrestrial. But let's... yeah. You know, let's talk about this one where the Los Angeles PD, the LAPD showed up while Robert Bingham was doing this summoning event, and 2 police officers pulled over and basically inquired what was going on. What happens next? Let's roll the video.
Yes, they were asking questions. They wanted to know what was going on, and I remember they were looking through our equipment, and one officer, the female officer, was asking if it was a satellite or a planet, but it was clear that it wasn't. So they were surprised, and then after a while, the male officer, I saw him on the cell phone. I don't know if he was calling his captain or his grandmother. I have no idea, but it was interesting, very interesting.
And then the second one that we're going to go to right now is this other encounter you had. It lasted for a little while, and then you were dubbed the Gumshoe from, I think, the Mirror magazine over there in the UK. Gumshoe investigator, private eye, captures strange lights in Los Angeles. It's quite interesting. You're coming across these UFOs while you're doing these private investigations.
That's right. That's when I became international. Well, what happens is this. Sometimes you got to be watching your subject, and you get tired of looking at the same area all the time, so you got to clear your eyes and look somewhere else. So I looked up, and that's when I saw that bright light, which was not swamp gas or balloons or a helicopter or an airplane. I have no idea what it was. But I have plenty of time to wait and just look around, and then of course I look back at the subject, make sure he doesn't escape on me. But that's how I catch these things. So maybe people are just not looking up enough, and these things are up there. Again, it's in the Bible where there's going to be apparitions in the last days. So I'm thinking it's demonic apparitions, as I've always said, right? So I have no idea what they are.
Well, right now let's take a look at this video. I think it lasts, you know, approximately 2 minutes or so, and we'll be right back.
Just sitting right there. Go to Joe Rodriguez Malibu UFO or Joe Rodriguez UFO. Whatever it is, it's just sitting right there, not moving. Same location, same spot. Go to Joe Rodriguez UFO or Joe Rodriguez Malibu UFO on YouTube. The date today is May, I believe it's May 23rd. Joe Rodriguez UFO, or Joe Rodriguez Malibu UFO. And these are apparitions from demons trying to confuse the masses into thinking that there's gods from other planets and what have you. But there's only one true God. That's the closest I can zoom to it using my iPhone.
Okay, now Joe, after looking at this video again, you know, the raw uncut, it's kind of interesting that, again, this thing just absolutely did not move at all. It stayed in that exact same place. Whatever it was, you're calling them demons, I call them, maybe it's a biological entity, some kind of interdimensional being. I know there are strange biological phenomena that live in the sky. We already know that. They're up in the stratosphere. So is this some kind of life form? I'm not exactly sure. Joe?
My opinion is that we don't know really what's out there, but we do know what the Bible says. We do know that people are going to be bamboozled in the last days. Many people are going to be told that there's gods out there and what have you. So it's about taking people to the wrong path, is my opinion.
All right, Joe. Well, any last words? I know I look forward to meeting you in person. Maybe you could show us some of, you know, your on-location, you know, stakeouts and investigation. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Optical illusions at jrodillusions.com.
Hell of a magician, no doubt about it.
Okay, and PI, of course.
We want to thank Joe Rodriguez for sharing his video right here at Third Phase of Moon. And if you've captured anything amazing, submit it to us via Skype, Facebook at Third Phase of Moon. We're standing by. Keep your eyes on the skies, people. We're not alone. Blake Cousins. We'll see you again next time.